I wanted to speak today to the ones that are truly broken, the ones that feel like just a lot of life keeps happening. And you might be in a million pieces right now and pulled in so many directions. And maybe you believe in God, but maybe you don't have that relationship with Him. Or maybe you do have a relationship with Him, but you're questioning your faith right now because life is so hard and you're not understanding so many things that God is bringing you through right now. So I want to remind you that no matter what you're going through, God is with you in every situation. He is there. He is ready to pick up the pieces. So God put on my heart, and I might have heard this before because I feel like I did, but while I was taking a bath last night, He put on my heart about a puzzle that is, whenever you get a puzzle, you can tell it's going to be pretty because you can kind of see, the pictures, but it's all in pieces, okay? It's not put together yet, but you kind of see that it's going to be a nice picture. But it's all in pieces and it's kind of confusing. Sometimes, when I do a puzzle, because I'm not so good at puzzles, my kids are, especially my son. He loves puzzles and he's so good at it. But for me, I might put it in the wrong spot. I might be like, okay, it looks like it goes here and it looks like it matches. And then when I put it together, I'm like, it's not fitting. And I feel like whenever we take control of our life, let me go find my dog. I feel like whenever we take control of our life, that's what it looks like. That it looks, it's like the puzzle pieces just don't match, because I think of it like this: God knows what's to come, He knows what's going to happen. And sometimes we don't see the big picture, the picture that is fully complete. We see, the pieces. And we're trying to make things go faster. So we start putting it together, but we put them in the wrong spots and it just messes up the whole picture. And I feel like with God, with our faith, it's the same way. We're trying to rush things and the picture is just, it's a mess. It's not where it needs to be. So I was just thinking about that, like, wow, and then when God creates that picture, when we truly surrender to Him and truly obedient and just let Him have His way, that He paints the most beautiful picture. He puts that beautiful puzzle piece together and it's in the right places. So very recently, I was going to a church, and for many, many years, I was in the same church. And I felt God calling me away from that church. And nothing happened. Um, but I did kind of feel stuck. And my kids were not really loving it. I was kind of forcing them to go. But, about probably about 5 months ago now, we started going to this church. And I already see the fruits of it. And I know exactly why God had called me away from this church into this other church. And they're kind of building from the ground up. And to be a part of that and to let my kids be a part of that, they were recently baptized, fully baptized. And I see their faith growing. So it's like if I would have tried to, like, okay, no, God. If I would have said, no, God, I'm comfortable here. I was serving in the church and, like I was comfortable and I'm not a person that is big on change. I could have said, no, we're going to stay here. This is where my kids were baptized, and this is where I got married, and, I could have just like wrestled with that and said no to God. But instead, I was like, He kept putting it on my heart, putting it on my heart. And, my daughter would make comments, like, I really want to try a different church. And it just, and when we went that very first day, I felt at home. I felt like, okay, this is where we need to be. But if I wouldn't have listened to that, my puzzle would not be the same, And He's still working on my puzzle. My puzzle is not complete, but I know that if I wouldn't have listened, it would be different. So just give God all those puzzle pieces and let Him put them where they need to go, because only He can do that. He's the only one that could orchestrate our lives. And when we really understand that and accept that, that's when something beautiful happens. And I'm not saying that our life will suddenly be perfect and things will just be, oh, just so amazing, because that's not how it works. We're still living on earth, and it's still going to be messy, and it's still going to be rough. I have days where I cry my eyes out and I just don't understand anything. But, that's when I have to give up control again and surrender to Him and say, God, I know you're working all things for my good. I know that you see what I'm going through, and I know there's another side to this. And it's just about surrendering, and not just once, but every day, and being obedient. Whenever He tells us to do something we might not understand, but do it. Do it, because it's for a reason. And I like to read Bible verses. So I want to read something before we finish this video. And it's in Psalms. It's Psalms 18. So this is just to encourage you. If you're struggling, you're wrestling with God right now, this is just a little inspiration. And it says, I love you. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, and the one who rescues me. He is the only one who could rescue us. My God, my rock and strength, in whom I trust and take refuge. My shield and the horn of my salvation, my high tower, my stronghold. I call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised. So I just want you to sit with that today and think about that. Whatever God is calling you to, or whatever you're going through and you might not be understanding it, give it all to God. Surrender it all to Him. No matter what it is, give it to Him and let Him put those puzzle pieces where they belong, and see the beautiful picture after of what He has created.